and it allows the aerobic bacteria and air to push through it to the food waste. So with that mixture, we're able to pump out every week. We get a load of that 20 yards taken to our farm up in Dow's Prairie, and that goes right to the worm beds and gets the worms fed. So kind of shows the whole circle of it, because then, as many people know, worm castings is used as a fertilizer for plants, and then that goes back to the full cycle of things. So that's a summary that we can say of the worm farming that we do here.
Nice. And it's really good that now you're bringing your pretty much your whole background of working with your dad and working with your family, and you're bringing pretty much what you've been doing like way back in the day. Now you're bringing these ideas into campus.
Yeah. Exactly. And in the community in general, because before HSU, which is a pretty new setup, I think we've been collecting for about 4 or 5 months now through you guys here. Mm-hmm. And before that, we were doing, local restaurants, like we did Mazzotti's, Arcata Pizza Deli, Avalon down in Eureka. We did with them when they were still going, the French restaurant. So we've helped with the community as well, and I've tried to make it a point, as I'm a DJ as well and producer, and I've been going to this and involving myself in the music scene over the last 3-4 years more and more, and just realizing that there's a lack of food waste diversion that goes on at these festivals, and that's something that my dad specialized in. Before I was really getting involved with it, with larger festivals, he did Lollapalooza. He's helped with Coachella. C3, the large company that does all the hiring for the employees and the volunteers and all that, people that come in and help do all the waste diversion and the recycling diversion. And he teamed up with them, and like he's a consultant, he went in and helped them explain how to do it, and what the benefit of it is that reduces the trash bill so dramatically, because it's all water weight when it's food waste, and it breaks down once food waste is broken down. It's 70 to 80% water in this stuff that breaks down into just, organic matter at that point that's waterless. So that cuts down the trash bill dramatically when you have people not throwing, freaking juices and, soups, spaghettis, whatever, into these trash cans. And instead it's just focused on dry weight. And that right there creates a profitable budget for them, and it creates a budget for us to actually do this at the larger festivals. So I've been trying to incorporate this knowledge with the West Coast scene, like a Missions Festival, Northern Nights we did last year, and Heart and Solstice we're doing this year as well. One that Jordan and friends introduced me to out there in Sacramento area. That's a good festival out there. So I'm just trying to incorporate it all. Community, festivals, the music scene. It can all be sustainable.
Nice. Yeah, I really like that. I don't think I've ever talked to, especially like a musician or even a DJ, that would approach kind of like putting together events or just working in like either like small community festivals or even like big festivals like you were talking about, like working with your dad. And it just makes total sense how you're trying to create like a more sustainable event almost, per se, right? Like
totally. Well, and you have, it's such a saturated scene these days in the music scene that people in the music scene also need to branch out, and DJs can do so many other things, and with that energy they can do so much too, is kind of my point. Directing that energy, being a popular DJ and shedding that light on people can help express knowledge even more.
That is such an awesome way of approaching being a DJ. And
friggin' A.
Yeah. Has that always, well, I guess the follow-up question I was trying to go into now is, since pretty much like you've been working with your parents doing all these sustainable projects and being so exposed to the music scene at such an early age, like what were some things that influenced you, like aside from that, to wanting to become a DJ? Does that?
Yeah, well, I've always been into music my whole life. I've been drumming my whole life. I played jazz drums in a jazz band through high school and elementary school as well. So I've always, played in bands growing up. That's always what the DJ producer always says, right? I used to be in a band back in the day. Yeah. But no, so I was always into music. I love music. And, we were going to Lollapalooza back in the day. It's 2008. And this is really what got it going for me, was these festivals that my dad was doing the diversion for. We were super into, rock back then. It was, Radiohead was playing and like Kanye West and stuff like that. And it was you know, this was 2008 before stuff really started to take off in the mainstream of electronic. And I think it was about 2009 we went, you know, we were helping them until 2011. And now they took a break and now we're actually hopping back on it. But I heard Deadmau5 performing, and he was playing on a side stage, kind of like far off to the right, and he was wearing this, you know, black mouse suit, big old black mouse head. And I guess I've always been into like the sound design and the quality of bass when it's created, you know, synthetically. And really it was that performance when I was walking over from you know, I think Radiohead over to Depeche Mode or something like that.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure it's Depeche Mode playing, and I just hear this bass hit, and you know, I walk over there and I see this crowd of sweaty people losing their minds and just going insane for this guy. I'm like, what is going on right now? I'd never been exposed to the rave scene. I grew up here in Humboldt. There was not much of that, you know, especially in my high school days. You know, when I moved out and all that, I just wasn't exposed to the scene until, you know, we had like our Titlow Hills and all that stuff, which it doesn't compare to these big festivals when you have these huge, massive a crowd. You know, back when he was, you know, Deadmau5 was in his up and coming. So that right there really, really set me off. And I think I kind of saw the synergy that was going on with how we were already, you know, helping consult this environmental program with them, like diverting all the food waste. And then, you know, that right there made me want to start DJing. So I DJed for years after that. I was about 15, 16 then. And then I went to music school when I was about 21, and I've been producing since I was about 18. But right when I was 21, I went to music school. I really started to buckle down and focus on my production, started to DJ all original production sets, and, you know, stray away from I'm going to do a dubstep set or I'm going to do a trance set or a psytrance set. I'm going to just make spin originals, you know.
Cool. Like your own original productions, right?
Right, yeah.
Or
collaborations, or, you know, even sometimes homies tunes, you know. I like to keep it local.
I got a question.
Ooh, go ahead,
Jordan.
So I know that you went to Dubspot
Correct.
in Southern California. What do you think were some of the benefits of learning music production that way opposed to a more self-taught manner?
Yeah, there's definitely two worlds right there, and I think they both serve their purpose because, you know, I was a stubborn producer in the beginning, and I didn't want to have a teacher, and but eventually I buckled down and said, you know, let's see what it's like being exposed, you know, with the atmosphere of students and, you know, lessons and deadlines and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I really think that having the pre-knowledge is huge because there's a lot of students that had no clue what Ableton was in there, and there were students that have been doing it for 4 or 5 years like myself. And there's I think, you know, teaching yourself wherever you start is different for everybody, but by stepping into the environment where I had other people to collaborate with, you know, they could feed off of what I was making, I could check out their stuff, you know, having deadlines. I think that really created the agenda when I started making music after that, and kind of made me want to approach my songs differently.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people who go the self-taught route, they might not get that concept of deadlines or actually finishing things in a sort of schedule.
Right.
Like, you know,
Procrastination kicks in.
Yeah, people will sit on tracks for years and they could be great, but if they never get finished or they never learn how to get to that point, then it's pretty useless.
Exactly.
But also, you could say that going that route might teach you how to do things a very specific way. I haven't done it myself, but I would imagine that they're teaching you specific things that might stifle creativity in a way that you're learning someone else's methods completely. Yeah.
Well, and the Ableton course, because I took sound design, and the Ableton course kind of was more, you know, Dubspot does a cool way of showing you how to use the paintbrushes.
Okay.
And just lets you go free with it, you know, because they really show you how to navigate your way around Ableton, how to manipulate things. You have an idea, you know, everybody has an idea when they're making a song. I want to make this sound, but do you know exactly how to make it, and then how to play with it afterwards, and then feed off as another tone or something. So they really did leave a open playground for you to make whatever you want. And the sound design course was even more of that, because that was going into specific VSTs. It was complete 9 was our books. So we went through massive FM8,
all the good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff. Reactor, you know, and we stuck to the to the popular ones because there's so much to learn in FM8 and massive and stuff like that. And But overall, it was an awesome experience, I think, and very educating overall.
This is Dubspot.
Dubspot, yeah, and they're based out of New York.
Oh, nice.
And so they had a station in New York, and I think they were pretty small there, and they've grown now over the years of having more and more students. And then they branched out to Hollywood as I was living down there a couple of years ago, and literally the first class they had, I hopped on. It was the first sound design course. They were just getting their teachers. He didn't even have any of his review videos up yet, so it was like, there's a lot to be done still there. And but the Ableton course I took years before that when it was still in New York, and that was online. And the online course is cool. You have your teacher every week. It's almost just like you're sitting in the class because you have all your students in this little room where you have your teacher and you're typing to them, and you can do a visual with him where you can actually hear him talking. You do that at least once a week. So you get the feeling like you're in the classroom, in your studios. So I recommend the online program almost just as much for people that want that feeling but don't want to have the struggle of having to get up before class or live in Hollywood or New York.
Yeah.
Because both of those places are really giant cities. So.
I got out of school at 6 also, so it was prime time rush hour every day.
Oh, man.
And drove up by Sylmar, so it was a trek every time.
Yeah. And it's good you got at least the opportunity to, because not a lot of producers take it to that level that they actually want to go in a more academic or educational approach.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a chance to learn how to use different software and VSTs, digital audio workstations. Then you also got a chance to do sound design. Can you tell me a little bit more of what sound design is? I'm not too familiar.
Yeah, sound design was awesome. The teacher, he was a live analog producer, and when he DJ'd live, he would do everything live analog, old school analog, where he's plugging the chords Reason style.
Yeah.
He'd come in every probably once a month, and just with his setup, and be like, hey, if you guys want to stay after, I'll just be jamming. Let's check him out. And I have some cool videos I could show you guys, but he was a cool guy. And maybe one of his lessons can explain it all, really. His first lesson he had for us was he gave us a sound. I think it was just a really simple, square wave or sine wave. And it was just one sound. And he was like,
square.
And he,
oh, wow. I don't know about that sound.
But yeah, take that sound, take it, people, record it, and make a song with it. Take this one song right here, take this one sound right here, make it your kick, make it your snare, make it your hi-hats, make it your synths. Just take this one sound. And that was the first lesson. He's like, that's sound design right there, And that was honestly the biggest thing I feel like I took from sound design, besides all the knowledge of all the VSTs, was that you can do so much with one synth. And with most synths, you have your sine waves, you have your square waves, and you have your extensions from there, your triangle. And it really operator, massive everything. All these oscillators are running off of sine waves for a lot of things. So sound design really is, a broad thing, but at the same time a simple thing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Like that.
Yeah, it's crazy what you can do with the sine.
Yeah.
Just you can go to crazy lengths with a sine if you know what to do with it.
Oh yeah. Use the right effects, throw some chorus, oversaturate that thing,
Yeah, would you say based off your understanding of the simplicity of sound design, do you prefer people who use that type of, basic building blocks over crazy modulated sounds more? When you listen to someone, do you appreciate something done simple more? Say a G Jones style where he makes everything an operator? Or, someone...
I wouldn't say I appreciate it more. I think everybody has their own way of going about expressing themselves with music, and, back in the rock days, everybody had their way of doing it. Similarly, it branches out in these subgenres. And I think however somebody brought themselves up to make music, whoever the audience they're exposing themselves to and who they want to be a part of, that's where they're going to root themselves.
Yeah.
But definitely it's... the more and more you get into production, you kind of hear it more and more. You hear the differences and the way people are going in the direction with their sounds and stuff. And, I can appreciate it all for its different aspects,
Okay.
But I wouldn't say one specifically,
Gotcha.
But I definitely hear it.
Nice.
You got that. You can tell, kind of, probably, right?
Right. Yeah, what
For
I mean,
example, you hear a sine bass, and okay, this is a clean sine bass that they made.
Right.
Or you hear some crazy EEPROM bass,
Mm-hmm.
you just don't even know what it is because,
Where do you find that?
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah. And and that's the cool thing is sometimes you can just be messing around with a simple little operator, and next thing you feel like you're freaking EEPROM with the synth.
Yeah.
You found the right little. It's sound design is just about playing with it and making sounds. And other big thing they taught is to make a library of everything that you really like. Save it. So you created this cool sound, save it. Maybe a year later you'll want it. That's an important thing is building your library. And I used to be stubborn about that, and I'd build the library basically off of my knowledge, and I would just start fresh with everything and be like, well, I know how to get there versus here's the patch. And so it kind of led to more branching of different like substance from that, but at the same time it slowly fades over time. So it is important to keep everything written down, recorded.
Save it. Always back your stuff up.
Save
always.
it.
Everyone keeps telling me that, and I
Keep that terabyte flash drive.
Oh,
Just get one.
yeah, I just got one. I got a passport book.
Nice.
Wow.
It saved my life, and I was about to back up my stuff, and my laptop got wet before I did that, so I was not able to do that.
Oh no.
No fun.
There you go. Sometimes laptop gets wet.
It'll get wet, and
Yeah.
you can only be as prepared as you are.
Especially at a party like that Thriftworks one.
Oh yeah.
Steaming.
Let's talk about that, because
That was fun.
that was me personally. It was my first silent disco. I don't know about you two, but what were your thoughts about
I
like
played
doing
a
that?
couple, but
Yeah, same. One of our friends, Willie, runs a silent disco company, so yeah, there's that connection. But if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have played any until then either.
yeah, same. No, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's the main thing I'd recommend is having your own headphones. Have some bomb quality headphones, because they can be, when you're jumping around up there and they fall off or something, you just want to have something that sticks to your head. But it's a blast. I love feeling the energy of people like switching from left and right. You know what I mean? And like taking headphones off for a second, just hearing what's going on out there when you hear nothing. Like it's a trip for sure.
Yeah, that was like the weirdest thing that I noticed. It's like just if I put my headphones on, it's like the greatest time of my life. I'm just enjoying all the low frequencies, Chops Junkie and C-tones and oblong, and I'm just like, yeah. Then I can just switch the station just like that, and it's Mr. 405 just playing that like deep house. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was like a really cool distinction of how you can go from like one thing to another. Because if you go to like a regular event and there's either DJs or band, it's
You gotta walk.
what you hear is what you get, and you either dig it or you don't. So
Exactly. Yeah.
and it's always good. You can like just take a break, just all right, I'm done with the space. Just take your headphones off, and everyone's just like jumping.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's cool because it's completely specific to DJing too. It's a whole new genre of event that is completely reliant on the ability to have music running through a computer that's not making any external sound. So can never do it with the band, and it's I mean, not that we're specifically on the forefront of it, but it's kind of like a new thing that could be taken to pretty cool levels over time.
Seriously though, it's very new to the scene. And maybe if you shoved a band in like a trailer that was soundproofed and
Yeah.
Oh wow, silent bands.
next level,
Man.
next level.
The neighbors would love that. It's a silent
Not so
band.
silent.
Mhm. Well, aside from silent disco, because that's just like one way of approaching being a DJ, like getting a chance to play. Can you tell me about like other shows you had in the past? Like, is there like one show specific that you can like think in the back of your head where you're like, wow, like this show, like playing this show, or like just being involved in the show is just like amazing.
Right off the top, though, it's got to be Heart and Solstice last year. Was just an honor to be a part of, and I kind of was that year coordinating, figuring out what it would be like to do the food waste for them and checking out the venue and all that. Do you know if it's at the same venue, Jordan? It is. Yeah.
Wilseyville, Cavaliers County, like east of the Bay Area.
Yeah. No, it's a great venue, and it looks like there's going to be a lot more people than last year, just based on the hype. Who knows? But this year, actually, going to be implementing a full-on diversion service, and we have this system coming out from Black Earth Technologies on the East Coast.
Nice.
And we're actually going to have to drive out there and hitch it on a trailer. It's going to be a big old 2-yard metal hydraulic system. Because we tried out a wood system with him. It was more like a fiber wood that was treated, and we had that at Northern Nights. We had it at all the festivals last year, and we've learned that with all the effort it takes in these larger festivals, you want a hydraulic system to help just easily, because what happens is basically there's 2 pallets on the system, and you lift one pallet up, so it's what is that, horizontal?
Vertical.
Right? I don't know those ever. Right? That's vertical. Yeah.
Vertical.
Vertical. You know. So it's going
That
up,
works.
and then there's a flat one. How about that?
Okay.
And so all the compost goes down on the flat panel, and then the panel that is lifted falls, and the next panel lifts up hydraulically. So it flips the compost, keeps it aerated.
Cool.
And so that's what we're going to be bringing to Heart and Solstice this year. But to not to go off too far.
Yes, definitely.
That festival was easily my favorite to perform at. Just the crowd vibes, all the friends. It was there wasn't like a single person that I didn't know. I felt like, or was just not wanting to be there and being a part of things. Which sometimes events can be like, people are there for one DJ and then they don't even know who you are. And then they're like, they kind of go off like it's awkward high school dance and stand off to the sides and test you a little bit, see who's going to dance, But, it shows are all different, especially when you're playing places for your first time. That was a Willett show I was talking about. But it was a blast. It was a blast overall. I it was a dubstep show, and I came in being the, like, kind of more psychedelic, trappy guy, So I had to feed off the crowd. I played some Swamp Ting. But but yeah, no, Heart and Solstice was amazing. The stage setup, just the feeling. I think I played it about 7 or 8 o'clock, right when the sun was coming down.
Yeah, it was definitely at dusk.
Yeah, and everybody was getting wild. They were wilding, and
the thing about this festival too is that it spawned from this girl's birthday party. The first year it was just super small, and then the last year that Chops and myself played at was them trying to make it into an event with people, outside of people kind of related to people who were there the first time, but expanding the friend group. So last year is a couple hundred, and this year it's probably, I think the venue cap is 500, and they're definitely going to sell out. So it's kind of each year, it's cool to see someone like Chops playing at the first one, and then eventually a couple years later it might be a couple thousand people, and then 10,000 people, and
exactly
like,
chain reaction.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
where's this festival based out again? Or where's the Heart and Solstice?
It's near Sacramento. It's a town called Wilseyville. It's pretty much like you're heading towards Tahoe from Sac, I think.
It's
50.
it's completely east of Sac.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the event crew is kind of based around Sac. But it's hard to find venues in Sac. Somewhere up in Humboldt, you have a lot of open land to maybe throw something, but it's not like that in the valley, in the middle of California. So it's kind of got to branch out. But
it's a great venue. It's not that far from Sacramento too. You can easily, start off in Sac and get there in about 40 minutes, I think. And it's all a 3-day camp out. Families are encouraged as well. There's kids there. There were last year, so.
Yes. When is the event?
It's June 24th through 26th. Yeah.
Put that on my deal list.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to ask you. So I know that you've played at the Wormhole.
Yeah.
In Oakland, which for those listening is a pretty famous. To be able to play at that is an honor in itself and a privilege. Because the type of stuff that Chops Junkie makes, the weird bassy trap, kind of minimal electronic music, slower hyphy jams. This is the scene for that. This is where the best people in the scene make a name for themselves, and it's a weekly event that you can always count on good people being there. I wanted to ask you what your experience was playing at Wormhole, and if the crowd received you well, and just how. Yeah.
Wormhole was amazing. I was blessed to have 2 times to get to perform.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I played just a show that Gleb organized for me the first time in the little side room there, and then I played for the Shadow Tricks showcase the second time. And that crowd right there in Oakland, they have everybody going there that wants to be there. Hands down. Just like Heart and Solstice, the way that felt, put that into a club in downtown Oakland. And and people feed off of that. There's new people that come in, all the time. I'm sure there's just, it's such a large flow they have going through there. they sell out often. First time I was there up in the art lounge, I just run into Stylist Beats. I didn't even know who I was talking to. I know Jeff, and he's like, "I'm Jeff." I'm like, "What's up, dude?"
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff. Yeah, we were able to relate off of some Humboldt friends we had, Mixx, the legend, Evan. But yeah, just it's a whirlwind there. It's an amazing experience. Everybody was cool. Everybody was super loving. They have freaking artist food there, free booze. They do it big there. It was one of my favorite performances for sure. Both of them were awesome, and both times I played in the side room too. And that was the way they set it up now. It's its own stage. And the people that are out in the smoking area, which is usually packed to the brim constantly, can hear it all, and they're just flowing into it constantly. So they can even smoke in the room there. So the side room is almost just as packed, than the main room at times, and then the main acts come on and they shift around and stuff. So
yeah,
it's all about timing too for the sets there, But it was a blast, and those guys really know what they're doing over there, and they're not stopping, is what it looks like. We also played the Tahoe wormhole, so actually three wormholes then.
Where was that?
That's at Moe's Barbecue out in Tahoe.
Moe's Bar?
Moe's is it Moe's Bar?
Or you said barbecue?
Barbecue, yeah. Yeah, I think it's like a barbecue place there or something. It's a bar as well.
Nice.
They have apparently the best chicken wings ever, and I had them.
Oh, nice.
Freaking barbecued them, and then they tossed them in the chicken wing sauce.
Wow.
Food porn. Yeah, so that place was awesome. Ate good, and a bunch of good people there. Almost just as good of vibes as Oakland. Equally good of vibes, easily. So definitely like both those spots. Those guys are doing some big things.
That's the wormhole, right? Just like
Wormhole. Yeah.
I'll look that up. That sounds like some dank music / community based.
Oh yeah. Every Wednesday, it's like their weekly Wednesday thing they do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kind of like Low End Theory, almost. If you're
like Low End down in LA. Oh yeah, I loved Low End. I was, and it's a lot bigger than that, luckily.
Oh nice.
But this Low End could get packed.
Yeah.
And it's like Jambi here too, like our Womp Wednesday. We have that kind of thing, but
yeah, and
bigger.
I saw you're gonna play pretty soon at the next Womp. I saw.
Yeah, I played last night actually.
Oh,
really?
Wait, no, Wednesday night. It's Friday.
Yeah.
2 nights ago. Yeah, Willie unfortunately couldn't play, so I covered for him, and they had MC Rhythm Star and Everyman performing after me.
Oh, cool.
So that was awesome to meet those guys.
I wish I'd have known about that.
I know, right? It was like literally the morning of. I get a message from Miles, and I just do the Facebook post.
Yeah.
Instead of blowing everybody up. But, yeah. I give too much power to Facebook.
Not to hijack this, but kind of feeding off that, how do you feel the role of social media impacting kind of people's perception of artists, as far as like how many followers you have, how many likes you get on posts, like how many likes you get on songs on SoundCloud, determining maybe promoters thinking that you're worthy of booking and stuff like that.
Exactly. I think there's synergy in it, and I think in the same time, I give a credit to a lot of my shows, like the Heart of Solstice, like a lot of the Sacramento. The way I met the Sacramento crew and a lot of your friends before I even knew them through you was, I shared one of Nasty Nasty's posts one time when I was living in LA, and George hit me up.
Okay.
Head sore. And he was like, "You like Nasty Nasty, man?" I was like, "Dude, my favorite producer ever, dude. Hands down, biggest inspiration." And then he's like, "I'm doing this competition, open up for G Jones." And I was like, "Here's all original mix." He's like, "You won." And I went out and played that show, and I met all of your homies down there that you grew up with. And they're like, Jordan, C-Tones. I'm like, heck yeah, dude. But so it really is, it's a mixture of things. He was able to see that I had a following on SoundCloud. I wasn't just, somebody with 50 followers and no tracks or something like that. It's synergy. Like it's like your resume. Yeah. In its own way. It's like a resume of your music you've made, and you want to show them. So it has its credit for the numbers, but at the same time, definitely knowing people is almost larger, in my opinion.
Yeah, so you would say that the old school face-to-face contact is more important. But think about someone has...
For a certain aspect of it.
Yeah, but say someone has 50 followers, but they're killing it. Mm-hmm. You don't think that deters some people from checking you out or thinking that you're credible.
Having only 50 followers,
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, for certain people,
Like,
absolutely could.
Think about Metapod, for example.
Yeah.
He has very few followers.
Right.
Great Pokemon too.
Yeah.
Up and coming guy right there for sure. You know, he just had Tyler Yeti giving him props today actually on Facebook. Was he was like, literally, dude, I've been hearing your name from so many people left and right, man, and big ups, dude. He just posted that on his page, you know, and it's stuff like that, you know, is a mixture of him being an amazing producer, being cool friends and knowing people through emissions and all the stuff he does. You know, that's just how I met him.
Yeah.
But you know, it all synergizes properly, you know, and there's people that can maybe make the coolest dubstep song they ever made and then get, you know, 200,000 plays and then they get shows because of that. But it's different ways to go at it, you know, and different paths to take you on, you know.
Yeah. So it's good to know that you think that people can not have to rely on a strong social media presence, even though it might seem like that.
Absolutely.
Because that is definitely a way to go.
Yes.
But there's different avenues.
There's different avenues for sure.
What's your main like source right now to like share your music? Like, what do you use?
Mainly SoundCloud, Facebook. You know, I have Instagram as well, but I give, based on my connections to all the friends, I give all the credit to Facebook. You know, anything that can socially network you to massive people that are similar minded, that's awesome. You know what I mean? And I have so many friends who just talk trash on Facebook, like blah blah blah. It's like, well, you know, you got to use it for what it is. If you're using it to look at everybody's, you know, stupid stuff on Facebook, then well, you're doing that. If you're doing it to, you know, make a business or be a musician, then you're doing that. You know, so I give all my credit to Facebook and SoundCloud, hands down. You know.
We can find you on SoundCloud on, I think it's soundcloud.com/
Chops Junkie, which is CHOPSJUNKIE.
Did you come up with that name?
Yeah, actually, that name wasn't actually even given to me. When I first started DJing, I was working with this company called Accurate Productions, which does like school events around here and stuff like that. I was probably 15 or 16. DJ'd my prom when I was 18 with those guys.
What?
That was another show that was like
you DJ'd your own prom.
My own prom, yeah.
That's so cool.
it was fun. I just played like one of those like 45-minute sets, and then the boss man Ben shredded the rest of the night. But yeah, dude, that they are originally who got me going. Was Accurate Productions, and I moved on from them eventually. But yeah.
Well, there you go. Chops Junkie in a nutshell.
Oh yeah, and they're the one who gave me the name. That was the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I go on these tangents, and my brain's like over there. What was over there again?
Yeah, like, hey, what you do today?
Well,
you know, tomorrow
we're gonna take a step back. He's calling me DJ CJ.
DJ CJ?
That's my initials, Chris Cholin.
Oh.
So,
Whoa.
and then he made a joke out of it. He's like, "You're the Chops Junkie," because I had sideburns back then.
Oh.
And I was always a junkie for playing whatever I wanted to play versus his top 40. But so he made that name for me, and I held on to it.
That's a great one.
Right.
That's, you know,
Hey, Ben.
coming up with a name sometimes for a lot of people too. I don't know. I feel like a name is very important, and it can be tough. Like, you can sit there for days, months trying to come up with a name.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like every good name kind of just happens like that, or you know, it just pops into your head one day, or someone.
That's how I do
someone
my
says
song
it.
names too. You know, just like, what is the name of that can of chili over there? Perfect.
Yeah.
There's the
No
name of
way.
my,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just don't even trip on it.
I think that's like a producer thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely relate. I'm like, all right, I'm working on this beat right now. Like,
Just cut your losses.
Yeah, like what inspired me to make this beat? Like, ooh, wobbly, walkie-talkie. Like, like
Dopest track in the West.
Wobble-talkie.
Boom.
Yeah, we should like collab.
Hey,
Do wobble-talkie.
I'm all about collabs, man. No joke.
Nice.
Yeah.
And also,
Check my SoundCloud, bro.
I will. And I got a chance to listen to some of your music was it on Monday? Because on Tuesdays we have our weekly KFH meetings. We bring everyone who's involved in the station, and we just like talk about what's going on and what's going to happen, like updates. And I finally was able to charge my Bluetooth speaker, and I just played your Castles track.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, and I was like trying to tell people, like, I was trying to describe your sound, and someone told me it was that West Coast bass, and
Nice.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on West
take
Coast
that.
bass? Because people are like, they're either down or they're not. And
That's what I like to call it.
Yeah,
I like to
What's
call
the
it.
distinction of that?
like West Coast based, like people either like it or they don't. I can't really, like, for me personally, I don't know. I don't have anything against it.
It's kind of a West Coast branching of Future, you know?
Yeah,
It's like that
definitely.
Future bass is like, you know, people who, you know, what's West Coast bass? Well, it's Future. You know? It's you're not too, like, I would say it's Future is you're not too worried about it. You're just kind of making it. It's a dubstep tune, it's a trap tune, it's a psychedelic side trans breakdown in it with the freaking jukey part.
Yeah.
It's Future. It's not, no cares. No
I
cares
mean,
given.
So, for those who don't know, Future is kind of like a off branch of trap. Most would say kind of trap with different elements of dubstep and house and stuff like that. But I would say West Coast bass is another branching off that, holding on to those trap elements because of the Bay Area and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just way weirder. Just weird bass.
Wonkier.
Listen to Chops as a SoundCloud, you'll know what the weird bass means. It's just weird.
Check out C-Tones.
You can find Chops Junkie and C-Tones on the Old Growth label.
Yes, you can.
That you can.
How did you two meet? Like, how did that happen? Because you guys been talking like so back and forth, like, yeah, remember when we did this? And I'm like, whoa, I'm like, did this just happen? Or,
Well,
like, when?
I got to give this one up to the homie David Rule, who basically he goes by Stereo Serum now, but he was Schedule 1 back in the day. And
Opening my set with a remix of one of his.
oh yeah, this dude basically he's kind of a master of SoundCloud as far as like hitting people up for collaborations and getting to know people through that avenue. But
Super active.
yeah, super active. He basically just hit me up, and then I met him, and then met Chris and a bunch of other people through him.
That's right.
This would maybe be a good time to talk about Old Growth and Humboldt Bass Crew, Shadow Tricks, just kind of how the whole scene is connected in certain ways.
Yeah.
How do you feel that like friendships play a big role in the small music community like Arcata?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge, and especially in a small community like Arcata because it's saturated in its sense of how small it is, you know. And I give credit to all my connections with record labels by, you know, me being a part of the scene. You go to the shows, you hang out, you meet people, you express your love for the music, and it just all kind of falls into place from there. You know, when you show your love to other artists and you show yourself there, that's usually the first step. And I'd say to anybody when they want to be involved more with the music scene, whatever they want to do, just go to the shows, hang out, you know, meet everybody. Step one. So I give credit to that for, you know, meeting David, you know,
Yeah.
and the extension to meeting me. And you know, that's how I joined Shadow Tricks. I met Trevor through Andrew, performed for him once, and kicked it with Trevor Kelly a bunch of times after that. Performed with him. We did the Shadow Tricks, you know, little tour. And also I give a lot of credit to, or pretty much all the credit to Treemeister for signing me through that as well. You know, as a collaboration with Trevor, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
And then Old Growth. I hit you up about that actually. I was like, hey, I want to do a release on Old Growth.
You hit me up.
I hit you up.
Really?
Yeah, it was back in when I was in LA, and I was like, I had that Cryptic album with Rizal.
Yeah.
I was like, I really think this would fit well on an Old Growth record.
Just to point off that for any aspiring producers out there, as someone who owns a label, albeit small and just kind of DIY, hit up the labels because, you know, that's what he did. And now here we are both sitting together, good friends, and hit them up. You know, you can't just kill it and expect people to come to you because the internet's super saturated with amazing producers left and right. Hit those people up, make those connections, and you could be the next Chops Junkie.
Heck yeah.
Easy as that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Could be.
You guys rock.
You guys rock too. And thank you again for Jordan and Chris for coming into the booth. We wrapping up the first half of Local Mixx.
Thanks for being a great interviewer.
Yeah, you did a good job too. You know,
Thanks for being here, Jordan, man. help the flow even more. You know, he was able to touch in with a lot more than you could just you and I.
Because
awesome.
And these guys are friends too. Like they met through the last show we did together. It just kind of goes to show how small it is. You know, these guys can go very long without meeting each other if they're both being active and playing shows and doing it. So yeah, it's all good stuff.
Oh yeah, Humboldt.
Yeah.
There you go. Radio, freedom, and Humboldt. That's KRFH. That's what we're doing today on Local Mixx with Chops Junkie. About to go into this set on Tractor for now. I'm going to let Tyler know that we are ready to take our official spots to make some words for the homies and the hummus that keep the station going and flowing. Shout out to hummus.
Shout out.
All right, Tyler.
Love you, Mom. Love you, Omi.
Yeah.
Not sure if Tyler's even in the station, so I'm just going to let everything else unfold.
Now, by what direction is this castle? Original function.
Island to the east, so I'm Spotify. I am coming from the you don't keep the Israel, so I like the slum. Why do the Eden rage and the mountain of victims? And for actions of the earth are set themselves, and rulers take counsel together against the Lord. Redeemer, give us a place in thy kingdom forever.
He's about to enter the ship tornado to Oz. Before it gets covered with shit. Honestly, the way the ship clings to the air, it's already started fighting a good friend. He does not look tough. He looks fat. Junior told him he looked tough. I think he starts to believe it. He does not look tough. He looks fat. Can you go fuck yourself? Fat. Can you go fuck yourself? Junior told him he looked tough. I think he starts to believe it.